Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from numerologist.com and I'm a wellness coach specialising in colour therapy. Today I'm going to be revealing which colour mirrors are aligned to your zodiac sign and how they can be used to help you rebalance the excessive and deficient qualities that sign reveals. It has now been scientifically proven that colours are just waves of energy vibrating at different frequencies, and we've all become so familiar with the main attributes of the 7 visible forms of light that can be found within the rainbow and the 7 main chakras in the body. But how does this all correspond to the 12 zodiac archetypes? Well, colour has a nutritive effect on us and can be proficiently used to help to rebalance these excessive and deficient qualities, promoting greater balance and harmony within our mind, body and soul. Let's see how it all fits together. First up is Aries. So if you were born between March the 21st and April the 20th, you fall into this sign. Aries is governed by the planet Mars, and Mars in the colour mirrors system is this deep blood red over a fiery orange. So these are your colour influences. Now these colours enliven and motivate us, and Aries is linked very much to the muscular system, the blood, the arteries, and the head and the pineal gland. The excessive qualities with Mars are anger or aggression, and the deficient qualities that are associated with Aries are, feeling stuck or fearful. So you can use these beautiful colours to be able to revamp if you're feeling a little bit flat. Or you could actually even use the complementary colours. So the complementaries to red and orange are green and blue, and they can really help to cool down any excessive Mars qualities. Next up is Taurus. So if you were born anywhere between April the 21st and May the 20th, you fall into this sign. Now Taurus is governed by Venus, which is the planet of love, and in the colour mirrors system, Venus is pink over pink, so these would be your colour influences. Taurus is aligned to the throat, the thyroid, and the adenoids as well. So it actually would really help with those conditions, but this beautiful pink colour can really help with the deficient qualities of the Taurus, which are blocked sensuality or blocked creativity, and the excessive qualities are stubbornness or depression, sometimes materialism as well. You could also use the complementaries to the colour pink to be able to really help rebalance those Taurian excessive and deficient qualities, and that is pale green. Next we've got Gemini. So if you were born anywhere between May the 21st and June the 20th, you fall under this sign. So Gemini is governed by Mercury, and Mercury in the colour mirrors system is green over green. So Mercury is very much about communication, versatility and movement. And so the excessive and deficient qualities are linked to that as well. So excessive qualities that fall within Gemini are burnout, or you might feel scattered, or you might feel, that you've got issues with slowing down. Whereas the deficient qualities are communication problems or blocked throat chakra. So Gemini is also related to the lungs and the respiratory system. So it really is one that can help you to breathe again. Green in colour therapy is about space, giving you that space to breathe and rebalance at the same time. The next sign we have is Cancer. So if you were born between June the 21st and July the 21st, you fall into this sign. Now, Cancer is governed by the moon, and the moon in the colour mirror system, wait for it, is pale blue over blue. Blue moon, now you saw me standing alone. Don't worry, I won't give up my day job. So the blue in the colour mirror system is very, very good for helping with nurturing. So Cancer is a very nurturing sign. It's very protective. So The parts of the physical body that Cancer relates to are the feminine parts of the body, so the breasts and the uterus and even the stomach. So the excessive qualities are, feeling emotionally overwhelmed or feeling hypersensitive or worrying too much. And the deficient qualities of the Cancerian are related to maybe feeling like you are cut off from your emotions, or feeling insensitive, or feeling like you've got mothering issues, or that you can't cope with being hypersensitive, So it's a really interesting juxtaposition that comes up with this. The other interesting thing is, because it relates to the feminine parts of the body, the complementaries to blue can be really beneficial, and the complementary to blue is orange, and we know orange deals with the sacral chakra, which governs like the sexual organs, like the ovaries. So, if you are a Cancerian and you're displaying any of those qualities, then the blue moon bottle could be the one for you. The fifth sign is Leo, so if you were born anywhere between July the 22nd and August the 22nd, you fall into this sign. Now, Leo is governed by the sun, and the sun in the colour mirrors system is yellow over yellow. So all shades of yellow and golden hues are aligned with the Leo. The Leo is all about the self, really, the point of power. It's very warm, it's very creative. Now, the physical parts of the body that are related to the Leo are the heart and also the upper back. So what happens with the deficient qualities of the Leo is a blocked heart chakra. It can be low self-esteem, low self-confidence, low self-worth, and even depression that can come up with the Leos. The excessive characteristics are being dominant, controlling, arrogant, too focused on the self. Yellow in colour therapy is about the ego. So it's about finding ways of transcending the ego, and the yellow can really help with ego issues. And so can the complementary colour to yellow, which is violet, and the violet helps the Leo to recognise that there's more in the world than just themselves, that actually, the world is made up of a hell of a lot more than just your own issues. And actually, all that is presence, the I amness, which is associated with the colour gold, is really where the Leo needs to aim to get to. Next up, we have Virgo. So if you were born anywhere between August the 23rd and September the 22nd, you fall under this sign. Very much like Gemini, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury, remember, is very fluid, it's very flowing, it's very versatile. Now, the physical characteristics that are associated with the Virgo are the lower intestines, so the colon and the small intestine. So what happens is, with the excessive characteristics of the Virgo, is they become very nitpicking, they become hypercritical of other people, they become very meticulous, they can be over tidy, they can be, sort of living on nervous energy almost. And the deficient qualities is that they don't want to be of service, they lack discernment, they don't want to be tidy. It's the exact opposite, it's the polar opposite of those deficient qualities. So the green energy can really be brought in there for the Virgo, and that mercurial energy. And even, the complementary to green, which is red, that activity, energy, mobility, can really help boost them back up, so they want to be of service again. Because the Virgo is really somebody who wants to help other people and to heal. Sitting right in the centre of the zodiac is lovely Libran. And it's not surprising really, because Librans are all about balance. Now, if you were born anywhere between September the 23rd and October the 22nd, you fall into this sign. And very much like Taurus, Libra is governed by Venus, which is pink over pink. And pink is a very balancing, it's a very harmonious, and it's very much to do with relationships and harmony within relationships. And pink is about self-love as well. So the physical attributes for the Libran are related to the kidneys and the lumbar spine, as well as fluid retention. So this can really help with that. The excessive characteristics of the Libran are that they have mood swings, They get very indecisive, they can procrastinate, and they can also avoid confrontation. You know, they can also get very upset and depressed with the deficient characteristics of the Libra, and they can, you know, avoid intimacy or sensuality and cut themselves off from, you know, the romantic relationships that they so love so very, very much. So pink is really about self-love, and Venus reminds the Libran to nurture themselves, to look after themselves, and, you know, really to balance and harmonize themselves so that they can then attract in the love that they so desire. Next up is Scorpio. So if you were born between October the 23rd and November the 21st, you fall into this sign. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which isn't actually considered to be a planet anymore. It's actually a planetoid, and Pluto's all about transformation. Now, in the colour mirrors system, Pluto is very much related to these deep, dark colours like the inky purples and even the blacks, and it's about death and regeneration for a consequent clarification. Now, the physical attributes of the Scorpio are the sexual organs, and, you know, it's the anus and the prostrate and the reproductive system. All of this is kind of related to the Scorpio, and the excessive qualities are a blocked base chakra. So it's all these survival issues, it's existential grief, and, you know, it can be, you know, sexual guilt that comes up, and the deficient characteristics for the Scorpio are, you know, this kind of victim mentality, a victim of sexual abuse, or a victim of persecution, or, you know, feeling like the world's against you and that you can't forgive for any reason. So, you know, these beautiful deep colours can really kind of help the phoenix rise from the ashes, so that you can then go on to have that transformation and become a lighter, brighter, happier being. Next, we've got Sagittarius. So if you were born between November the 22nd and December the 20th, you fall under this sign. Now, Sagittarian is all about expansion, and it's governed by Jupiter, which is the largest planet in the solar system, and it's coral over coral. In the colour mirrors system, it's the colours of the new Christ ray. It's about self-acceptance. But it wants to grow, and it wants to expand, and it wants to journey and have fun and have adventures and travel and all of this sort of stuff. So, you know, the physical parts of the body that are as aligned to the Sagittarian are the hips and the thighs and the sciatic nerve and the liver. So these can be affected if the Sagittarian is out of kilter. So the excessive characteristics of the Sagittarian is they get clumsy, or they can become blunt, they can be tactless, or they can be spiritual seeking and have an air of superiority, and if it's deficient, they have a blocked teaching ability, and also that they can, you know, feel sort of cut off, like they don't want to be sociable, they don't want to expand, or they don't want to be abundant, or they want to be abundant, but they block that sense of abundance and expansion. So the coral energy is a really fantastic way of being able to, you know, reignite that sense of authentic power and unconditional love, so that the abundance can be generated. But the complementaries to the coral, which is turquoise, helps the Sagittarian slip into the flow of life and really trust the process, so that they can evolve at exactly the right rate. Next up, we've got Capricorn. So if you were born between December the 21st and January the 20th, you fall under this sign. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, old father time, which in the colour mirrors system is pale violet over violet. So these are your colours. Now, Capricorns are the builders. They like processes, procedures. They're very organised, and they recognise that the future is built on solid foundations. So the parts of the body that are associated with the Capricorns are the building blocks of the body. So the skeletal system, the bones, the joints, the skin, the ligaments, all of this is associated there with the Capricorn. So the excessive characteristics can be that they can feel, resistant to change, or they can feel stuck. Their deficient characteristics is that they have difficulty with authority figures, or they get ungrounded. So bringing in this beautiful violet can really help with that sense of unstucking, and actually, the complementary to the violet is yellow, and yellow can really help with that, excessive characteristic of depression, which the Capricorns can be so prone to. Next up, we've got Aquarius. So if you were born anywhere between January the 21st and February the 18th, you fall under this sign. Now, Aquarian is governed by Uranus, which is the planet of the future. So in the colour mirror system, it's a very deep inky green with yellow on top. You shake this bottle up and you get a turquoise, which is a very Aquarian colour. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. They are visionaries for the future. So the parts of the body that are governed by the Aquarian are the ankles, but also the magnetic impulses of the body as well. So it's very interesting to observe how they get affected when the Aquarians are out of balance. What we can see is the excessive characteristics of being cut off from their emotions and being aloof, or being antisocial and not wanting to get involved. And the deficient characteristics is, difficulties with technology is a massive one for the Aquarians, not being able to sort of even switch a computer on, or just finding that all technology shuts down around them, or really feeling like they want to, sort of detach from the rest of the world. Really comes up for them as well. So it's very interesting to observe these characteristics. Now, the turquoisey, sort of deep greeny sort of energy is very beneficial for the Aquarians to step back into trust again, so that they can, open their hearts, so that they can be more sociable and nurturing towards their communities, because otherwise they can get very isolated and detached and get depressed through that whole process. So Uranus helps to keep them on track, so that they can keep painting that picture of the perfect future. And last but not least is Pisces. So if you're born between February the 19th and March the 20th, you fall under this sign. It's governed by Neptune, the Roman god of the sea, and it's turquoise energy. Aqua colours are brilliant for Pisces because they're a water sign. Now, the body that's affected when the Pisces is either excessive or deficient is the feet and the toes, and also the auric system. Remember, the Pisces is the most evolved of the signs. It's the omega out of the alpha omega. It's the last sign in the zodiac. So it's very spiritually awake, and it wants that type of thing. So actually it can give its power away. So a deficient characteristic of the Pisces is giving the power away and not having clear enough boundaries, or they can even suffer from a lack of forgiveness. But if they're deficient, the characteristics for the Pisces is that lacking faith, or even atheism can come in, or having a blocked third eye chakra. So this beautiful turquoise energy can help them get back into the flow as well, so that they can really feel trusting towards everything really, and make sure they have no breaks in their auric system. Well, I hope that made sense for you today. I'll be back next week with some more insights. Make sure you watch the next video and subscribe to the channel. Think about ways in which you can bring colour into your day. It doesn't always have to be through colour bathing. You can use it through the colours that you wear, or even the foods that you eat, but use it. Remember, it's a visible form of light. It's just a wavelength and a frequency, and it'll interact with your light body, and it'll keep you soaring into the new millennium. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.